because I spoke to a man who was actually holding the documents in his hand. He told me about it, right? He said he infiltrated the global cabal at the UN level, right? And one of the things that he was able to tell me about from his own personal experience, what he witnessed himself, was these documents that show that there is a plan, and this was several years ago, right? The plan was to infiltrate 100 million illegal immigrants, and at that point, they were already at 40 million. And these people would dilute what they called the pool of patriots. Those were their words, right?
Yes, that's what their words are. The anonymous people that this guy says he infiltrated at the highest levels of the global cabal. And you can take that to the bank, which they control. No, she's speaking absolute nonsense. Now, yes, Lara Logan is capable of sounding educated when she speaks. She's saying the same sort of thing that you'll hear from Alex Jones or Tucker Carlson or Marjorie Greene, and she sounds marginally more coherent when she says it, but it is all utter nonsense. It's globalist, anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. We're gonna get to the blood stuff soon, but bear in mind, Newsmax is apparently not gonna have her on either ever or until you forget that they said that. So there have been consequences for what she was saying, that she apparently stepped over a line and Newsmax has now canceled her. But with all that said, Jessica, what do you think?
Yeah, it's really difficult when you have, I don't know, it's this divide and conquer mentality, right? Instead of calling out people who are members of the capitalist ruling class, who are running our economy and destroying lives for working class people, you can call that out. You can call out that you don't like the amount of power rich people have in this country, but to say that they're all Jewish and that it's a cabal is not right. There are so many working class Jewish people in this country. To make it about an ethnic, cultural, or religious group does a disservice to everybody. It increases violence, anti-Semitic violence against the Jewish community. And it's just disgusting. It's typical Newsmax tactics of like, let's make them fight each other across these lines of ethnic culture and ethnic groups, culture groups, and race, instead of calling it for what it is, which is the problem in our country is that it's run by corporatists.
Lara Logan was recently banned from Newsmax, which is apparently a thing that can happen. There's a line and she crossed it, but there is levels of absurdity and insanity in right-wing media that descend far past Newsmax. I'm talking here about Lindell TV, and she joined that show to continue talking about Democrats consuming the blood of children. Listen to this.
It's all about the children. The question they don't want us asking is, where are all the missing children? What happens to these children? How can hundreds of thousands of kids go missing in the United States every year and nobody knows where they are? They just vanish? I don't think so. Every sex trafficking ring worldwide knows, bring the kids to the United States. That this administration is participating in the trafficking of kids because they're paying companies, LLCs and nonprofits and church groups, they're paying them to take these kids and disappear them, including the report that you showed, have talked about the blood of young children being the secret to anti-aging. And why does nobody ask, where does blood come from? How do you get the blood of young children? And does it matter if the children are younger and younger and younger? So now are you talking about the blood of babies now?
Okay, I would say, are you talking about the blood of babies? Because you're the one doing all of this talking. It's an amazing thing when you have a conspiracy theory where you come up with the kernel of it, and then you start adding on layers, and you're just asking questions, but you're asking questions about things that only occur inside of your own brain until finally, I don't know what relationship this has to literally anything. It started off with what seemed like a genuine concern about children going missing, of which many kids do go missing each year. The vast majority of them are runaways and they don't stay missing. She doesn't seem to understand that most are found. And then it turns to her saying definitively that churches are being paid by the elites to find these kids. And there is now a thriving business of consuming the blood of the young. That's not like a theory or something. No, everybody knows that they consume the blood of the young and that's how they stay young. So now the concern isn't that that might be happening. We've already established it, it's happening. It's how young are they going when they kidnap kids to take their blood to keep Joe Biden young? I feel like this is what people mean when they say that they can't just start watching Marvel movies now. It's because you need to know all the backstory. I feel like I'm missing a few installments in Lara Logan's insanity.
I mean, yeah, that's like the word more unique. Can something be more unique if it's unique? Can something be more insane the more you learn about it when you know that it's just thoroughly insane or nonsensical, I guess? Can it be more nonsensical? No, there is no sense. And everything she added to it didn't make it more nonsensical because it was never even remotely sensical to begin with. This, I mean, you really hit the nail on the head of the logic or the dynamic that happens with this kind of claim. And I can debunk her claims about children's blood being the secret to anti-aging. We all know it's snail mucus. I don't know why anyone else is doing anything but harvesting snail mucus forever. It is so weird. And what you said is one version of it, but to me, it's like, the thing I like to focus on is like you guys are obsessed with it. It's not that they're not so much that they are creating this crazy conspiracy theory that vilifies someone else. It's what kind of a mind you yourself have to even come up with it. Or how weak your mind has to be to go along with it, and how unmoored from reality and actual consequences of anything, and how non-invested in the truth of the situation or truth at all you have to be in order for this to be something that you spend your time doing. Like I do watch Marvel movies, a lot of them. I know they're fiction, and I gauge my entire life around that just being entertainment value. It doesn't translate into action against the government.
Yeah, 100%. By the way, like if you're willing to, without any evidence, believe that Democratic elites are kidnapping hundreds of thousands of children to consume their blood or whatever to stay young, wouldn't at least like a reasonable starting off point to that theory be that when you look at elite Democrats, they seem at least healthy for their age? I would expect them to look really good for their age. They don't look amazing. Like I don't look at Joe Biden or Chuck Schumer or Nancy Pelosi and think, well, what the hell magical alchemy are they consuming to look so good? Their skin is so tight, there's a spring in their step. They can list person, woman, cameraman, TV without any flaws whatsoever. They look like they're that age or maybe slightly worse. So I don't think that you need this conspiracy theory.